In the tunnel.
In the tunnel.
In the tunnel. You're listening to In the Tunnel.
Hello and welcome to In the Tunnel, episode number 63. I don't know, you might be wondering, what does a sports podcast have to talk about now that whatever is happening is going on, right, Jeremy?
Well, we did try that prime numbers thing a couple of months back, and it kind of backfired. Nearly ruined our friendship that's been gone since the first grade. I don't want to say to what extent because I kind of kept that one trapped in my head for a while. But let's just say there's a reason why we haven't made a joke about 63 being a prime number.
Yeah, but like
partly because it's not, but you know.
Yeah, anyway, so let's do the only thing we can do and answer the question of what could have been, right?
Right. So, and the great thing about our podcast is the fact that we basically have ignored reality for so long when it came to sports anyway. It's basically like when you're in school and the teacher says, go write a paper on, World War II, and you take everything that was in the history book and just create science fiction out of it.
Yep.
So it's like we used some facts and then we just went a completely different direction that a teacher would normally come back and say, see me after class. And maybe don't, do things that would be, A+ in a film class and a history class.
Yep, so let's continue our rendition of March Madness, right?
Yep, and by the way, I know you're not supposed to touch your face right now, but look, even if I shaved the beard, I'd be like touching my face thinking like there should be a beard here. So this is just something that I and the world have to deal with together.
I gotta shave my beard and mustache.
But then you're just going to be like, you poke at your face like, oh, something was here. It's like, you're going to touch your face more.
Yeah, but I at least got to trim it. It's getting out of hand.
Yeah, well, we'll get to hockey in a bit, but like, now's the perfect time, I guess, to start your playoff period, because whenever this stuff comes back, if the season comes back, it might jump right into the playoffs, and who's going to be ready?
I mean, I will grow a beard for the duration of playoffs. How about that? I'll start at 0, and then when the playoffs start, I'll grow it.
Wait, is this for the all of NHL playoffs, or is this just for the Devils playoffs?
Does it matter?
Yes, it does, because one's not going to last long.
I mean, I don't think the NHL playoffs are going to last at this rate either.
Maybe.
I mean, we are all stay-at-home order by, this entire month, and it doesn't look like it's going to stop.
Yeah, but by the way, quick question. How is it that a sport that's on ice, that the NBA has more teams that have players that have tested positive for this virus than the NHL? The NHL has been what? The Colorado Avalanche and the Ottawa Senators,
mm-hmm.
and that's it?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And what's crazy is, if this thing lives in the body for 2 weeks at a time, how is it that the Colorado Avalanche have like a new case every 10 days? These guys haven't been in a locker room together in a month.
Right, but it's not necessarily that they are transmitting it to each other.
Right, it's just, that's what I'm saying, is how is it that it's still hitting the same team then?
I don't know.
I think that they've been distanced long enough that, maybe it would have hit, I'm not saying I wanted to hit other teams, but how, how did it not?
True. But
Anyway,
hey, we don't have those answers, and we can't make them up.
And that was the one and only investigative discovery segment for the show.
Yep.
Mostly because the more I hear about this virus, it really just is such a disappointment that this is what the world has come to.
Yep. Anyway, let's get to our round of 8, right?
Sure.
So,
round of 8, not to be confused with that other term that the NCAA owns.
Yes. So we have the number 1 seed San Diego versus the number 4 seed Dartmouth.
All right, let me run through stats here, Sean. You're going to have to bear with me here. San Diego was 9-23 out of the West Coast Conference, tied for last. And Dartmouth is a smarty pants school that is 12-17, third from last in the Ivy League.
Okay, so you're San Diego? No. It was not San Diego.
They won too many games.
Ah. Okay. And our next match is Alabama, A&M, and Akron.
All right. Let's see. Alabama. Went too far. Alabama A&M, 8-22 out of the Southwestern Athletic Conference.
Uh-huh.
So that's good enough for a 26.7 win percentage. Not to be confused with Akron, the number 1 team in the Eastern Division of the Mid-American Conference, at 24-7. I think I want to say that this one's going to be Akron.
Okay, well, let's see.
And it is.
It is Akron.
Akron.
And on to the next what is this? Division?
Sure.
On ours,
really cares?
And by the way, it's CSU Northridge versus South Alabama.
Sure.
Which team is top and which team is bottom?
The tops. Oh boy, Sean, I just take the previous bracket and I just put the pieces together.
Sure.
I don't always put them together in the correct order, but that's what's great about March Madness in April, apparently.
Yep.
So CSU Northridge would be your top seeded team, but brackets don't make sense. That's why we leave those to the Excel nerds. Unlike me, who can't even put a space between South and Alabama. South Alabama, 20-11 out of the Sun Belt Conference. CSU Northridge, 15-17 in the Big West, which is weird because 15-17 is good enough for third place in that conference.
Dang. Okay, well, let's see.
They must have really made a run. And it's South Alabama. Because it goes on our wheels, even though it says top team or bottom team, it's based off seed.
Yep.
For viewers of rarest of capacities.
Anyway, last of this division is Chattanooga and Wake Forest.
All right, so Chattanooga is out of the SoCon, 20-13, middle of the pack. Wake Forest is 13-18. They are the worst team in the ACC. I'm going Chattanooga.
Okay. You would be correct.
Because the worst team in the ACC is really nothing.
All right, on to the next half of matches. We have Incarnate and Western Michigan. Incarnate is our top team for this.
We'll never get that team name right. Not that we know if we're wrong or not. We just will never know if we pronounce that right or wrong.
Do we want to know is the better question. The answer
I'm
is
telling
most
you.
probably no.
I'm telling you, man, they're going to win it all.
Yeah.
Because knowing us, to do something wrong always seems to last longer. The incarnate word things, I don't know. They're 9-22 in the Southland Conference. I have no idea where that school is, but I can tell you where Western Michigan is. It's in Western Michigan. The worst team in the West Division of the Mid-American Conference at 13-19.
Okay, so who do you got?
I already told you, man. It's the word.
Nope.
Oh.
The wheel has spared us.
We all spared nothing.
All right, and then we have Idaho State and Fairleigh Dickinson.
All right, so it's like this: Idaho State. I really need to spell better. Is 8-22 in the Big Sky Division, whereas the Fairleighs. I spelled both of these schools wrong.
I'm the one that's supposed to have spelling problems.
Yeah, but yours is with words. Mine is with names. That's what
Names are a
with,
subset of words.
That's what working with medical records will do. You see a bunch of weird names when you live in North Carolina, and all of a sudden you can't spell anymore. All right, so Fairleigh Dickinson is 11-19 in the Northeast Conference. By the way, I'm still a better speller than you.
Yeah, no, I'm not doubting that. I'm just saying you're taking my job of spelling things wrong.
Yeah, well, if I could get paid like you get paid for jobs, then I will gladly take one of yours.
And what about
Anyway,
Idaho State?
I already told you.
I heard Fairleigh Dickinson.
Fine, we'll go back one more time, Tron.
Okay.
8-22 out of the Big Sky. 8-22.
Okay, so who do we have here then?
Well, because Fairleigh Dickinson has been a pain in my... And, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I had to see that one coming. With maybe the hardest logo to put in one of these graphics, might I add, throughout the course of this tournament. Because...
Really?
These smaller schools, they only really have like one or two PNG logos with transparent backgrounds.
Uh-huh.
So basically, I just take the main logo and I trim it down to a horse head, which is maybe the dumbest looking logo that's left.
All right, how about Northwestern and Bethune Cookman?
All right. Northwestern is 8-23. Second the worst in the Big Ten, and Bethune is 16-14 in the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference.
All right.
What's your pick, Sean?
Bethune. Nope.
And nope, Northwestern. Wouldn't it have been great if we had like a Northwestern versus Northeastern final?
Oh, God.
Not that that scenario exists, but just imagine.
All right, final match of the round of 8.
All right. So we have between the 3 seed Georgia State, who is 19-13 in the Sun Belt, and Florida Gulf Coast, who is 10-22 in the Atlantic Sun.
All right, what do you got? I'll say Georgia State. I don't know.
There you go. And yeah.
Yep. All right, and yeah. So just to recap our round of 8, you want to just go through? We have Dartmouth and Akron from the first division, South Alabama and Chattanooga from the second one. Western Michigan and Fairleigh Dickinson from the third, and Northwestern and Georgia State from the last. And now on to the round of 4, which also does not have a proprietary name from the NCAA, right?
Sure. I yawned throughout that introduction.
Anyway, okay, we got a 4 seed versus a 15.
All right. So we have the Dart and the AC. The Dart was, let's see here, 12-17, and the Akron was 24-7. It's only right to think that this is going to go wrong, so you do the math. And it did. Yep, Akron.
Oh, of course. Okay.
What makes better content than for the teams that are actually good winning?
Mm-hmm. And then we have South Alabama and Chattanooga.
South Alabama was 20-11. The Chattanooga was 20-13. Put them together, you got 40 wins. Split it down the middle. Nobody's going to.
Unfortunately, somebody has to win.
And it's the Chattanooga Choo Choos. The Chattanooga Choo Choo.
All right, and then we have Western Michigan and Fairleigh Dickinson.
Mm-hmm. All right, though, researching.
Oh my.
Western Michigan 13-19, Fairleigh Dickinson 11-19. So yeah, they're basically the same schools, and it goes to Western Michigan, the 9 seed. Moving on to where all 9 seeds go, the Final Four.
Yeah, and then we have another 9 seed in Northwestern and Georgia State.
Yes, indeed. Northwestern. Why is there a Northwestern State? Northwestern 8-23. Georgia State 19-13.
And Georgia State.
And Sean, your scenario that you said, what happens if we have 2 9 seeds in the round of 4? Now we know.
I actually just said when we have 2 9 seeds facing each other.
Yeah, but it happens to be in the round of 4. So, tune in next week when we have to create an all-new wheel to figure this shit out.
Because Georgia State is a 3 seed.
Oh. Whoops. Well, I was reading the bracket wrong. God damn it, Sean.
I'm going to use your excuse, man. I just put the bracket together.
The sad thing is, I was the one who created the graphics. Fucking A.
Yeah, so
this is what happens when you don't get to work from home.
So anyway,
while the rest of the world complains about how they have to, some god for stupid reason. Oh yeah, I walk into a hospital every day and have to deal with this shit.
Anyway, we have a 15 seed in the round of 4, not proprietary, huh?
Makes sense.
And then we also have a 14 seed in the round of 4.
Yep, makes sense.
Followed by a 9 and a 3.
By the way, I can't stress enough how disappointing this has turned out to be this year, considering it was so fucking funny last year.
Yeah.
We were truly robbed of an incredible second-year story because the wheel just chose not to give us the worst fucking teams in the world.
I mean, the wheel just decided to have a sophomore slump, maybe.
Sure, something like that.
Yeah. All right, so next week will be the semifinals and finals.
Yeah, semifinals and finals. Titles that the NCAA cannot take from us as well.
Yeah. All right, so moving on. We just want to touch up on the NHL. We are going to wheel out.
We did this. Go ahead. My apologies, sir.
We're going to wheel the NHL playoffs starting next week as We need some more content.
Yep.
And it'll be fun to see how this kind of format works.
I mean, the thing is, we could, like, I guess we could take, like, PGA events, take, like, all of the PGA Tour members and wheel spin winners, but really it's like, you know, just one big wheel and then it selects a name and then we're done with that in like 5 minutes. So we need something else to do.
Yep. So yeah, we'll be doing the Eastern and Western Conference first rounds at least, maybe the second.
And I will say this, we do need sports to come back at some point, because if we start wheel spinning like the NBA All-Stars playing 2K,
we might
like
need to turn into an esports podcast for a little bit.
Yeah, well, that's going to be a little, yeah. How are we going to do that, Sean? You don't have a PS4.
I didn't say it had to be PS4 esports.
Okay, fine. Send me a computer where we can get that going, and I'll gladly do it.
I got one right next to me, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I actually have one open that I'm working on.
Can I take out a loaner on that?
Unfortunately, it's going to my parents' office, but I'm...
Aw. Take the one out of their office and give it to me, then.
They don't have one.
God damn it, Sean.
Anyway,
Fine.
yeah. So, we will be wheeling the NHL playoffs, definitely the first round. Next week, maybe the second.
Mm-hmm.
But, for further entertainment today, because we know you're asking for it, it is time for
It's mock. Yeah, NFL, not NHL.
NFL draft.
Yep. And that, you know, this is the great thing about content that can be reused, is because we can just do this shit we can do it every week, and it will be different content, and yet it will be the same thing as ESPN, where it's just like a bunch of guys who are on payroll just change their picks and they stay on payroll. So what we're going to do is, you know, as long as we need to do this, but unfortunately the NFL draft is at the end of the month, so we really don't have a lot of time here. So we're going to milk this cow for all it's worth, probably. Just keep doing mock drafts.
Yeah. So, who's supposed to go number one overall?
Who cares? Let's see. Let me pull up my list of ranked NFL draft prospects, by the way. It's supposed to be Burrow or Young.
Okay, so let's see who the wheel chooses. We have you obviously can't see names if you're watching, but we have the top 100
What?
NFL prospects.
What did you just say? What did you just say?
What?
You obviously can't see if you're watching.
No, names. I said names. If you look, the wheel cannot show names because there are 100 choices. Top 100 prospects. So
if anyone listens closely, let us know exactly what that's what you heard, and get back to us on that, because I'm too lazy to do it myself.
All right. Anyway, let's go for the first pick.
I got jobs and stuff. Oh, by the way, I took the list for these off of Bleacher Report, so naturally we're using CBS Sports to look at them now.
Okay,
all right.
Well, with the Bengals have the first pick, right?
Yes, they do, and we're going back to Bleacher Report because I don't think this guy's in the top 100 on this list.
Wait, what?
We need consistency, Sean. Jeez. This is on me. My bad. That's on my bad. Hold on.
All right, and we had Creed Humphrey for the first pick by the Bengals.
All right, so Creed Humphrey, as rated by Bleacher as the 55th best player in the draft, is an offensive lineman, as you said, from Oklahoma. And, of course, as our March Madness falls, The NFL draft has given us new joy in life right off the bat.
All right, on to the Redskins pick.
I'm more excited about this than I've been in a long time.
On to the Redskins pick, yeah?
Yeah. All right, spin that wheel. I really hope I made this wheel right so that it removes choices after they've been selected.
It should.
And it's Creed Murphy again. No, it's not. It's Daryl Taylor. All right, yeah. In true Redskins fashion, or I'm sorry, Washington fashion, because you're not allowed to say Redskins anymore, and I just did it again. They draft poorly, so much like how they drafted that guy from our high school.
Matt Ioannidis?
Ioannidis, yeah. Making more than I'll ever make and just slightly above what Sean makes each year. Well, at least until he got that second contract.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, he is the 93rd ranked prospect, according to Bleacher Report.
Okay.
Just slightly above a guy named Prince Tagawanago. So,
Okay.
He's got that going for him.
All right. Anyway, on to the Lions pick.
All right, let's do this, Sean. By the way, Lions, another team that cannot draft one. So I'm curious to see where this train wreck goes. Oh, boy.
Donovan Peoples-Jones.
And, of course, they get the number 7 prospect. Donovan Peoples-Jones is of Michigan. Oh, I'm sorry, that's the 7th best sleeper, as according to Bleacher Report. He is the 38th best prospect as a wide receiver from Michigan.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
Okay.
And now the
Okay.
Giants.
All right.
What's their drafting prediction? I see we're going to dip into the tank and get like an 80th ranked player. What about you?
I don't know. Do they rate kickers that high?
I don't know, man.
You better hope it's an offensive lineman for that train show.
Nah, dude, it's going to be like a QB or something.
Nope, offensive lineman. Mekhi Becton. All right, yeah, so yeah. All right. Where did he say that the number was going to be? Around 80?
I said around 80 some, yeah.
All right, well, what do you think about 99?
Okay. That's
the
more
wheel
like
of the
it.
the wheel of the top 100. The 99th best player was Mekhi Becton, an offensive tackle from Louisville. Stays in red, but this time with some blue.
Mm-hmm. All right, on to pick 5. Do we actually get a top 10 prospect in the top 10? What's your over-under now that we've gone through 4 picks?
My over-under is a number. There you go. All right, Jedrick Wills Jr. All right, yep. And trying not to speak it goddamn into existence.
Oh, I do?
Yep, the 11th, or not the 11th, the 8th best prospect in the draft, and rated the best pass blocker is Jedrick Wills Jr. out of Alabama.
Okay.
All right.
Spoke it into existence, like I planned on.
Yeah, exactly. Why don't you do something to speak us into some hand sanitizer into existence?
I don't know about that one.
All right. Well, it was worth the try.
All right, and then we have Ashton Davis, safety.
That's definitely a guy's name. All right. Yeah. So Ashton Davis, because when you think of the University of California and the sunny skies, you think of defense. The 36th best rated prospect in the draft.
Okay. Next is
as easy as you think it is.
Next is pick 7 for the Panthers.
All right. Yeah, Cam Newton. I think that kid's got potential if he could stop throwing it off his back foot.
Well, they pick a quarterback though.
All right, Jordan Love, a quarterback from Utah State, ranked 45th in the rankings.
So that means he's totally plausible for him to get picked here because quarterbacks are severely overvalued in most cases.
The Panthers before Cam Newton drafted like every quarterback at the very best in the second round. I don't think they ever had a first round QB until wham bam, thank you, and I'm gone, Cam.
All right, and the Cardinals now.
Yep. This one's going to be fun. All right, Damon Arnett. Let's see here. Damon Arnett. Number 51, Damon Arnett, cornerback, Ohio State.
Okay. Jaguars next.
Oh, boy.
What do we got?
Sage Surratt. Oh, you didn't need to go far looking down the page from last pick to find this one. He's number 53 ranked prospect, a wide receiver out of Wake Forest.
Okay, and to round out the top 10, the Browns have a pick.
I don't know how this one goes. All right. In the Browns select, Jacob Eason, quarterback of Washington, who I have been told by someone who I know who went to the University of Washington that I was supposed to rig that for him to be picked by the Steelers in the second round. So, whoops, sorry.
Ooh.
I tried, but as you can see by the wheel, if you watch the podcast, we have no control over the names. All right. So, yeah. Goes to the Browns, so unfortunately for that special someone in your life who's a Washington Huskies fan, that person's career is probably.
All right.
That's going to go great later on this week, I'm sure.
All right, Jets next.
I'm going to get killed. All right, Zunija of Jabari. It's Jabari Zunija, edge rusher of Florida, the 66th best rated prospect in the draft, and very Jets-like for him to be taken incredibly too high. See, that's what's great about the first part of the first round, is you get your normal teams that just suck at drafting, and yet it somehow makes sense that they go completely off the board.
All right.
Like, they did what?
But I mean, if anybody's going to go completely off the board, it's the Raiders.
I was going to say the Redskins, but yeah.
It's the Raiders, dude.
Well, yeah, they did it last year. They drafted like the 22nd best guy in like the overall pick.
Yep.
All right, so the Raiders are on the clock.
They pick
choose
Chuba Hubbard.
Chuba Hubbard, the 47th best prospect and one of the top 10 sleepers according to the list here. A running back from Oklahoma State. Keep in mind, they only throw the ball in that conference that Oklahoma State is in, so this running back must be good enough for, like, I don't know, 2-3 carries a game.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
Well, the Raiders, they used that for their one of their first round picks last year on running back, so why not do the same thing this year? Because it seemed to have worked last year.
True.
Fill that backfield up.
All
right, and across the bay we go to the 49ers, and then when we go back to the Raiders, they'll be in Las Vegas. All right.
Chase Young.
The number one pick or the consensus number one or number two pick falls into the laps of the, let's just say Super Bowl appearing and Super Bowl sleep-throughing San Francisco 49ers.
All right.
On
to the Bucks.
On to the Buccaneers.
Let's just say they pick a quarterback because they obviously need one.
Yeah, they do.
Nope, they pick Bryan Edwards.
Bryan Edwards, also known as not Antonio Brown.
Not Antonio Brown.
It would have been great if just for a second there you had typed not Antonio Brown in there. But it's all good because Bryan Edwards is a wide receiver from South Carolina, which will further, make things more complex given that they already have Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. But hey, when you play with Tom Brady, you need as many weapons as possible.
Yeah.
Without accounting for the fact that your running backs are trash.
And then we have the Broncos selecting CeeDee Lamb.
All right, so you play the C and the D, and you get a Lamb. Ranked the best hands in the draft. She is the 9th best prospect. They did trade away Emmanuel Sanders past year to the aforementioned 49ers. So they probably do need a wide receiver to complement Cortland Sutton. So they go to the Big 12 wishing well, and they pull a CeeDee Lamb.
Okay, and to round out the first page of our mock draft is the Falcons.
Yes, so pick number 16.
Yep. And they picked Terrell Lewis.
All right, Terrell Lewis, also known as Terrell Lewis. He is the 21st best prospect, and maybe, just maybe, so far the most appropriate draft selection, because you could see a team at 16 picking someone who won't be there at 21, but still not reaching too high. Whereas the rest of the ones were like Chase Young is the number 1 or number 2 that falls later. So this one works so far, but we might see something a little more appropriate later. So stay tuned.
I mean, we know Mekhi Becton does not work in the 4. Okay. All right.
Yes,
anyway,
sir.
Moving on to the second half of the first round, we got the Cowboys.
All right. Cowboy up. Or whatever they say in Dallas other than I cry every year.
Alex Leatherwood.
All right. The 52nd best prospect, an offensive tackle from the Alabama Crimson Tide. And by the way, if I say Alabama above 10 times, you can go to Taco Bell and buy yourself tacos. We don't have an endorsement deal where you get free tacos.
All right.
Drive-through windows are still open, folks. At least I think. I don't know. I don't do that thing.
Anyway, the Dolphins have the 17th pick, where they had the 5th overall?
Yeah, this is the one that they acquired from the Steelers. So the one that they were certain was going to be a top 10 pick. Spoiler alert, not.
Hey, they had a top 10 pick anyway. Well, they picked John Simpson.
All right. Well, let me tell you something, John. Or Sean. God, see, this is what happens when you say too many names. This is why medical records doesn't work out as a professional long term. You start saying John instead of Sean, and yeah, it gets stuck in your mouth. All right, John Simpson, the 62nd best prospect. He is an offensive lineman from Clemson, and there you have it.
All right, and very quickly after their last pick, the Raiders have another. So who do they go with here?
Let's see. Shane Lemieux, who is 100, is still on the board.
How about Devontae Smith?
That doesn't matter. No receiver looks good in the silver and black. That's why Amari Cooper, who was the only one who kind of did, got traded away. They were like, yeah. Let's see. Devonta Smith.
Oh, today.
He is the 25th best prospect, a wide receiver out of Alabama. Devonta Smith.
All right, on to the Jaguars.
Jaguar.
This will also be their second pick of the first round. They had 9 before.
Gardner Minshew. Gardner Minshew's mustache.
They pick Nick Harris.
All right, the 74th rated Nick Harris, an offensive lineman from Washington. So we have 2 Huskies off the board, which means absolutely
0, right? Okay.
at least to most people.
On to the Eagles.
I need to backtrack somewhat because I like some people in the world.
On to the Eagles.
All right, Eagles, it's perfect time for you to pick like a linebacker out of Purdue, number 94. Oh my God! Oh my God!
Did you just predict that?
It's the 94th rated prospect out of Purdue, Marcus Bailey.
I can't believe.
What were the odds of that, Sean? Because we're what pick were we on here? We're 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So there was a 1 in 79 chance of that happening. And it happened.
Oh my.
Oh my. Do the math at home. Do the math at home.
All right. Well, the Vikings next with a pick. They have won 3 picks after this, though. So, what's their strategy?
Let's see here. Let's go back to this anomaly that 1 in 79 is a 1.26% chance of picking it right, and I did. All right. Anyway, Vikings, they're going to draft a wide receiver to replace the wide receiver that they traded away because they need a wide receiver.
But they have 2 picks to do it in the next 4, right? Well,
who cares?
They pick Raekwon Davis.
Raekwon, best known as the 5th best sleeper in the draft, potentially. Which is great because he's the 86th best prospect. All right, so Raekwon Davis, defensive lineman from Alabama. Just a reminder, the more we say Alabama, the more tacos you can buy.
All right, but anyway, on to the Patriots pick a little earlier than they're used to, yeah?
Yeah, sure. They always have a first round pick, and the Goodell guy takes it away. So
no, but they usually have a later first round pick.
Good, and they draft another running back. Rated the best speed and 6th best sleeper prospect. The number 59 rated Travis Etienne from Clemson.
Okay.
That's a scouting report. Out of Clemson.
Okay. On to the Saints pick.
That speed had me like, all right.
On to the Saints pick, okay?
I don't know, a wide receiver.
Nope.
AJ Espinoza. Rated with the best power in the draft, which means absolutely nothing to me. AJ Espinoza is the 10th best prospect.
I think it's Epinesa.
Epinesa. He's got so much power that there was a second S in there at one point. But then they took it away because that's not how you pronounce it in Iowa. So he'll trade his black and gold for black and kind of gold. It's AJ Epinesa. Well, we don't say that word, but yeah, sure.
All right. Anyway, the Vikings have their next pick, which they only had 3 picks ago, right? So are they actually going to pick a wide receiver now?
Oh, no, chance in hell. Yes,
You are absolutely correct. Andrew Thomas.
I set up the dominoes just to knock him down. Like, rated the best run blocker in the draft and the second best sleeper. Because all your sleepers are ranked in the top 15. Andrew Thomas is the 14th best prospect and offensive tackle from the Georgia.
All right, and then we have the Dolphins with their third pick in the first round. What the heck are they doing?
Well, they traded for a lot of picks. Amazingly, you can get first-round picks from, for the talent on the Dolphins, which is weird because they're the Dolphins and they don't have talent.
What talent, dude?
I mean, Minka was good for us in Steeler land, but see here, what do we have?
Jeff Gladney.
I know it's hard to believe this, but they probably do need defensive backs. After they traded away a bunch of them last year. Jeff Gladney, such a name that doesn't seem like it would be in the secondary. 35th best prospect, a cornerback out of TCU. So he's a strong Christian because he went to Texas Christian University or whatever it's called.
So, I mean, this isn't too bad because this is, the 26th pick of the draft for prospect ranked number 32?
Sure. I didn't put numbers in this thing, so I'm
no, because we've had 16. Each row is 8, so then that's 9 and 10. So,
yep.
26. Quick math.
Yeah, you do the quick math over there.
All right, on to the Seahawks pick.
You're the one who lives with numbers.
Always. Seahawks pick.
That was a nice, slight little always you threw in. All right, let's see here. I'm feeling something in the 60s.
Austin Jackson.
And I was wrong.
How wrong?
Austin, about 20 off.
Up or down?
Up.
Okay.
I was too low. He's an offensive tackle from USC, ranked number 32.
Okay.
And I'm being humble by saying I was off by 20 because I could have been off by 18.
All right.
But that's not the way I think. I think pessimistically in an optimistic landscape.
On to the Ravens.
Figure that one out on a therapy couch. All right. Come on, number 100. Oh, boy. Sean, I'm so glad that you spin the wheels and pronounce the picks because
I'm not trying, dude. I'm not trying.
Calavon Chasson, I really hope that's right, is an edge rusher from LSU who ranks, let's see here. Number 31 from LSU.
Font guy.
Yeah, I know. There's no apostrophe.
Yep.
All right, Sean, we're going to have to create a fourth font.
Fourth version of this font.
Coming soon to a theater near you.
Anyway, Titans pick.
Or I'll just use a different font and people can stop putting apostrophes in their name.
Anyway, Titans
pick. Pick a fucking letter.
What? I want an ampersand in my name. What are you going to do about it?
I'll tell you that you're a moron. All right, A.J. Terrell. A cornerback from Clemson. Rates number 56 according to Bleacher Report. And keep in mind, Bleacher Report knows almost nothing about sports. Mm-hmm. So that's why I took their list. Just purely because it was the first Google result. Mm-hmm. They know nothing about sports. They haven't blogged about... They used to do, hockey predictions and everything. They haven't, written a hockey article in, a month.
Yep.
So, they don't do sports well over there ever since they got bought out by Turner Broadcasting, TNT, and all those other guys.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we stick with the wheel. The wheel can't be bought out.
On to pick number 29.
Mm-hmm. Mm-mm. 30.
30. You're alright. Okay, Bryce Hall.
All right, here we go. All right, back to the comical life. The 82nd best prospect out of Virginia, a cornerback, Bryce Hall. This is good. Now we're getting, we have such a limited window now for these outrageously low rankings to slip in before it's kind of like, well, it makes sense because it's pick number 70.
Alright, well, I don't think we're getting to pick number 70 today. But pick number 31 is Marlon Davidson.
Marlon Davidson. He is an edge rusher from Auburn. Marlon Davidson is the 65th best prospect in the draft.
Okay. And then the last pick of the first round with pick number 32 for the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm. The world champs don't need picks.
Another apostrophe, man.
Well, you know what, Sean? You can just, I don't know. All right, so he's ranked the best sleeper in the draft with the best hands. So I don't know how he can have the best hands and be the best sleeper, but...
Okay, but is the sleeper also in the top 15?
No. He's number 16. And I wish I was making that up. You okay over there?
Yeah, I'm fine. Oh my. I was not expecting that.
I mean, legitimately number 16.
Alright. That's one pretty far off one.
Yeah.
Alright, on to the second round. So we'll be doing the top two rounds today.
Hi, lady walking by with two dogs. Why do you have two dogs? Why? Like, you really need more than one. Alright, hold on. Hold on, this needs to be addressed.
No, it doesn't.
You only need one dog. Alright, anyway.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, aside from that really random entertainment...
Partly I wanted to open the door and let some fresh air in. And then as I walked back to my recording booth / desk here, I realized that my parents have a dog and two cats in their apartment right now. So I'm now a hypocrite.
Well, you did ask about two dogs, right? Not two cats.
Well, in my defense, the first thing I saw was a teal dog leash, and I just thought that was unnecessary.
Oh my god. Alright, anyway, first pick of the second round.
It was two leashes. One was teal, one was like a dark orange. I'm like, what is this, Arizona? Why terracotta?
First pick of the second round.
I don't know. Number one pick. Joe Burrow. Alright, Matt Peart. Matt Peart, the 64th best rated prospect.
At 33.
He's already 33?
No, he went at pick number 33.
Oh, wow. That makes a little bit more sense.
Alright. We're going to speed up a little bit and hopefully get through the next rounds, and we'll highlight the really, really outlandish ones.
Alright, Malik Harrison goes to the Colts. If I could... Alright, let's see. Number 49 rank. Nothing too big there.
Yeah, that's not that bad. Because he was 34 overall.
Sure, I don't know.
Just agree with my numbers.
Sure.
Kenneth Murray.
Kenneth Murray, number 18.
That's a little out there.
The rise and fall of Kenneth Murray.
That's a pretty dang quick fall.
It's a pretty short fall, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, true.
But you know what? In the NFL contract world, it's a big fall. That first round money is very different.
Yep.
Jonathan Greenard, number 72. So, just watching the Giants pile up those highly sought after prospects.
You know, after drafting number 99, the only way to go was 100 or unranked, dude.
I mean, you don't want an offensive lineman with the last name Mew. That would be like legendary stuff out here.
Alright. Next is the Chargers.
Did you just do like slang or something?
I might have elongated the A. Cameron Dantzler?
Alright, the 83rd best prospect. And by the way, I copied and pasted all the names into like a list. I have no idea why some are smaller than others on the spins. You're just going to have to deal with it. We're not lying to you. I'm squinting looking at it, but it says Cameron Dantzler.
Cornerback from Mississippi State.
Cornerback indeed.
Alright, anyway, the Panthers have their pick next, and they pick Ben Go ahead.
Ben Bredesen, because the best way to protect that quarterback that you don't have is the 69th overall prospect, an offensive lineman from Michigan.
Alright, and then entering the second round for their pick finally is the Dolphins.
Yeah, finally, because they haven't had enough.
Well,
picks.
this is their they've had 3 first-round picks. It's finally not a first round, right? Jalen Hurts.
Probably actually a good pick for them.
Dang.
By the way, considering that Tua and Joe Burrow still out there, so Jalen Hurts. Not the best pick, the 76th best pick if we're looking at the number.
Okay.
Not the worst pick either, considering the Heisman hopeful in him.
Yep.
All right. I can see the wheel getting smaller in terms of options as we go. So, all right, Charleston Rambo, the 78th overall prospect, a wide receiver from Oklahoma.
Yep. And then now the Browns get their second round pick.
Mm-hmm. Cleveland gonna be Cleveland. They're gonna take a quarterback, the 61st best prospect, and quite a reach, if you ask me.
Okay.
He was the number one recruitment out of high school, but
Okay.
boy did he fall. Boy did he fall. Can't throw a deep ball either.
All right. On to the Jags.
All right.
And Fernie Jennings.
And Fernie Jennings, the number 13 prospect out of Alabama. That's got to be at least 6 or 7 Alabamas. Just remember, once we hit 10, you can buy all the tacos you want.
You don't even have to wait for us to hit 10.
Although, ideally, you'll be at the drive-thru with...
All right.
That'd be great if someone was just blaring our podcast in the Taco Bell drive-thru. And when he or she went to pay, it was like, but they said right just now that I can have all the tacos I want. All right, Troy Dye, Let's see. The 91st best prospect in the linebacker from Oregon.
So, quite a reach.
Yeah, but the Bears don't have first round picks to waste their,
True.
their IQ on. So
True.
wasting away.
Colts
again
with their
in
second
Chicago.
pick of the second round.
I hope it's Malik Harrison again. Juwan Johnson, and we have our second Oregon player in a row. It's the 96th graded wide receiver
Getting there.
out of Oregon.
Getting there.
Our goal is to reach 100 by the time that it's done. Because it might be the only time that we laugh again.
Nah, I mean, if you get, the number 1 or 2 overall at the last pick of the second round?
Sure.
Christian Fulton.
All right, the 23rd ranked prospect out of LSU. He is a cornerback.
All right.
Christian makes it feel so. I don't. Need
Bradley. I don't know.
First of all, that's not how you spell Bradley. I'm sorry. I'm sure he comes from family, but you don't spell Bradley with 2 E's at the end. All right, he is the 70th ranked prospect, and rightfully so, because if your name is going to be spelled like that, you don't belong in the top 50.
All right.
Edge rusher from Utah, because they need more people like that in the world.
All right. On to the Falcon.
He's probably going to be like an all-pro. Oh, boy.
Go ahead.
Brandon Ayuk, the 43rd best prospect, a wide receiver from Arizona State.
All right, and the the first half of the second round ends with a Jets pick.
And the last of the Mohicans.
And
Cam Akers, the 68th best prospect, a running back from Florida State.
So you know what I just noticed?
That's the kicker's name?
Also, that the Steelers haven't had a pick yet.
Well, yeah, but they will soon.
Oh.
They
Okay.
traded away that first-round pick so that they could have an all-pro safety.
Oh. Okay,
The-
well.
In his second year in the league. I know it's a crazy thought, but I think they might have played their way into getting a better pick than they would have gotten in the draft.
Alright, well, I guess I spoke too soon.
Yeah, and wait no longer because we're on the clock.
Yep.
And I want Lemieux. Give me number 100
Why would you do that to your own team?
because it's Lemieux. Oh, you know what? Jonathan Taylor, there's been some rumors that we might want him anyway.
Okay.
Which, keep in mind, means we won't get him. 26th ranked prospect, a running back from Wisconsin who led, if I'm correct, all of college football in yards.
Okay. Coming to this page, I realized the Dolphins have a second pick in the second round now also.
Color me shocked.
Anyway, Bears.
And I say color me because the Dolphins are first. All right, Justin Jefferson, the 40th best ranked prospect.
That's
Again,
actually
this
not
is
that
all-
far off.
Again, this is according to the Bleacher Report, which means absolutely nothing to.
Okay.
It's literally just an app that sits on the background of all ones. It reminds us of like the crappiest team that we follow and when they play.
And the Cowboys select Josh Jones.
Josh Jones is the 50th best ranked prospect, an offensive tackle from Houston. See, this is the thing, is once we get to this
50.
screen...
That's actually like...
Well, that's what I was about to say. Once we get to this screen, they all just kind of start making sense.
I mean, that's the first one that really made sense.
I mean, we haven't had one that's like the 48th overall pick is the 40th best prospect, but Jordan Brooks goes to the Rams at number what? What pick?
That would have been 48, 49, 50, 51, 52.
All right, and so the 73rd best prospect goes to.
But Jordan Brooks was what, 50?
Yeah. No, what pick number? 52.
Yeah, he was picked 51.
Okay, so pick 51.
Or
and,
no, pick 52, sorry.
For the love of God, we're circling the drain here. Yeah, so just 21 spots off.
And then I was actually trying to understand. Josh Jones was which? He was pick number 51.
Josh Jones was number 50.
That is almost on the money.
Yeah, that's almost on the money. But we're waiting for that money shot.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to backtrack. We're waiting for that money chance.
Good luck with that name, please.
Bryson Hopkins, unfortunately, close. Number 48. A tight end from Purdue. Which is great because with all those tight ends, really need second round. Dallas Goedert, and all those hit parades that they're throwing over there in trophy land over there, or lack thereof. Michael Pittman Jr., the wide receiver, goes to the Bills after they acquire Stephon Diggs. I guess they needed more. So they get the 44th ranked prospect.
Okay.
Ooh, heaven is a place until someone gets shot.
Oh, jeez.
All right, and with that next pick, the Baltimore Ravens select Jared Pinkney, a tight end from Vanderbilt, 80th best prospect, number 2 in their hearts.
All right, and then
behind only the crab cake.
Dolphins with their second pick of the second round.
And so but this is very Dolphins-esque to just draft all the quarterbacks that they can. So they reached with Jalen Hurts. They came back around for Joe Burrow. The second best prospect ends up in the hands of a team that needed him. Joe Burrow.
At pick number, 56?
Yep, coming to save the day off the bench.
All right, we're just going to move on.
Oh, boy. All right. Oh, boy.
Okay.
Whoa. All right. Oh, boy.
Oh, my.
All right. Well, we're on pick number 57.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you said that we would pause for more meetings. Go. Prince Taiga Wanaho is an offensive tackle from Auburn and the 95th ranked prospect in the draft.
Oh my god, dude.
Oh boy.
Oh my.
As a Giants fan, you must have thought that one was bad. But Prince Taiga Wanaho.
Oh god, dude.
That one's not going to be on the back of a lot of stadiums on Sundays in 2021 because 2020 might not happen.
Oh my. Okay, moving on. I want to get that name out of my head.
Yeah, you will. Because moving on, the pick number to 58, the Minnesota Vikings select. They select a shot of Hennessy.
Yep.
All right, and the 63rd best prospect is an offensive lineman, Temple.
Okay.
Goes to the Vikings at what, 58?
Yeah.
Still waiting for that money chance. If the money chance happens, you can go to both Taco Bell and McDonald's, get all the food you want. It's not on our tab. Mostly because fast food restaurants don't have tabs. All right. Isaiah Simmons.
Okay, good.
All right. Let's see. The 5th best prospect. So the Ravens get lucky. I think they've had a couple top 10 guys.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
sorry,
that was the Seahawks.
That was the Seahawks.
Yeah.
Trevon Diggs.
The Ravens get Trevon Diggs.
Number 29. Just slightly off from 5. If you're a numbers guy.
Ever so.
Ever so. Like, if we were doing a March Madness thing, if you were the 29th seed, you wouldn't be in the tournament, but... All right. The Titans are up next.
Yeah.
And they select KJ Hamler, the wide receiver of Penn State, ranked number 54.
Okay.
Just missed the mark at number 60. I believe we're at 60.
No. So, the Ravens were 60.
Okay.
61.
So 61. Okay. So the Packers are 62.
Mm-hmm.
Coming up next on the clock. What's with that face? Sean looks like he just cranked one out. All right, T. Higgins, the number 12 ranked prospect, is a wide receiver from Clemson.
Okay. That's pretty far off the mark, though. I think he's about 50 picks too late, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah. Well, I mean, then you say nothing about the number 5 guy. Justin. Oh, boy. Justin Madubike. Defensive lineman from Texas A&M. 58th ranked player.
Oh. Picked at
All right.
63. Last chance.
64, isn't it?
He was picked at 63. Seahawks
Oh,
are
yeah.
64.
When I'm 64. I just do this for copyright reasons, man. Najee Harris. Number 30.
Ooh.
Goes number 64. A running back from Alabama. Which means, since we closed out on Alabama, any fast food restaurant that if you get a drink, they will give you a free complimentary straw.
Wait.
Which now brings us to our next topic. How many holes are in a straw? 1 or 2? I'm a firm believer that it's 2 because the scissors would have to cut in 2 places.
But I mean, you can consider it just one continuous.
I guess, but I mean, if we're thinking like it's in the manufacturing plant on the line, you have to slice it in 2 places to create a straw. Otherwise, it's just like a bottomless hole.
Okay.
I don't know. All right. Anyway. We're get ready for NHL stuff next week because as fun as this was, the NHL is going to be very comical, if not very ordinary, depending on the results.
Yep.
There's really levels to this. It could be anywhere from March Madness wheel spin last year to NBA playoffs. Who cares? Any year. And whatever happens. So hopefully it'll be, leaning towards that March Madness last year thing because that was maybe the most fun that we ever had until today.
Mm-hmm.
Because some of these picks were just absolutely wild.
Yeah. All right, yeah. Thanks for tuning in and catch you next time.
Catch you on the flippity, I don't know.